Is there even still a point? Those days are long past. Their catalyst, their dungeon master, their doting parent, has sadly died, cold and asleep at the tail end of December. What of the players? Well, they have found both renaissance and cold, creeping death. The stillness and the bursting forth. The arid walls of their houses, the fresh rot, sweet and fruity and wrong, wiggling its way in between the bone and the meat, like some scared child in their parents' bed, or the sheep between oneself and the gritty gray mattress. Silence and tension, possibly the most deadly of couples, but definitely among the saddest and scariest. When a house lies vacant, it is cleaned and prettied to draw in new inhabitants. But vacancies in our lives, left by the absences of other people, left by love which we have no one to offer to, never get filled by anything but intangible memories and sometimes silence. Dark jokes. A few "hey, do you remember whens?" A reference here and there to a half-dead language spoken only by the coven, by the kin, by those who were there when it was clumsily born. The constructed language half dies when one voice, one mind, stops speaking it. It, too, is only alive in memories and in the silence it would once have broken. I do not think any of us will be alive like that again. Every scale the doomsday serpent eats is digested, reduced by acids into a thing no longer identified by its touchable, seeable form. There are always more scales, more ways of being alive, new cleaning solutions to replace the old, new curtain rods and new bath mats and better plumbing. I think we often make the mistake in our grief of treating ourselves like houses. When one love leaves, we cry forever, like this is the only space we have. Like we have a finite amount of space. Like there is no more space. But we are not houses. We don't bury our dead in their bedrooms or leave their skeletons dripping rotten flesh onto the stovetops. Houses are not humans. And as humans, when somebody dies, we keep their love and our love for them right where they were when that other human died. In our hearts, our minds, our feelings and our thoughts. Preserved like the homotherium cub in the ice. I have so many of those memories collected here. As though this were a heart or a brain or some bizarre death-smelling house like I talked about before. Because those people in those videos are all gone. Alive that way only in memory. My hair isn't the same color. That child isn't the same height. Nothing is the same. Not the lines on your face, nor the spark in your eyes, nor the future you are looking towards with squinted eyes and a befuddled frown. I don't write like I used to. You don't move like you once did. You don't love that kind of game, don't speak those kinds of words, don't mention that name anymore. We treat our hearts like houses when in reality we have an infinite amount of space in our lives for love. An infinite amount of space for inspiration, for newness that doesn't replace the old, for heat and light and exploration. So infinite that the word space is rendered useless. So infinite that we do not know there is such a thing as finite, that it isn't even considered a myth. Like how birds do not foresee the end of time, or how deer don't prepare for the zombie apocalypse. I think there is still a point. Things are different than they were, and so are we, but that doesn't mean they and we are less. Locard's exchange principle asserts, every contact leaves a trace. You are covered in love and paint and bacteria and snots and humanity that you did not put on yourself like the world's weirdest perfume. There is no vacancy in your heart, no void needing filled. There will be more renaissance and more cold creeping death. You'll foresee the end of time, and you'll prepare for the zombie apocalypse, but your heart will just go on loving, oblivious but not impudent, like a deer or a bird. We have swallowed scale after scale, and there are yet more to come. Hold fast. Here comes the light.
Kids nowadays.